Hey everybody, Christian here from RGV Custom Sabers. I finally found the time and the energy to do a full review of my StarKiller that I made from a Graflex 2.0 a few months ago. As far as I know, I was one of the first people to do it, and do it somewhat successfully. I mean, it's a StarKiller, and a lot goes into making a StarKiller. So it's a complicated build, but it is very much worth it. So inside is a Crystal Focus version 8 with a color extender. We've got a dual 18500 7.4 volt battery. It's got about 1400 milliamps, I think, something like that. So it's not the longest runtime, but it's a good compromise between runtime and space. In my last StarKiller it had like a 16340, I think that's what that one's called, and it only had about 800 milliamps. So its runtime was about 20 minutes, and so it was a good size though. But the dual 18500 is a good compromise between size and runtime. I've got a 2 watt or 4 watt Adrian Tan bass speaker. This was my first time working with that specific speaker, and you'll hear in a second, it is phenomenal. Everything was handmade. I don't have access to a mill or a lathe or anything like that, so everything was custom dremeled out by me. It's using a stock Graflex 2.0 kit from Corband. So I cut out I used the stock 7/8 blade holder because, I don't know if you can see in there, you can see the ribs along the inside here. I like the look of the ribs against the shroud. They look really good. So I kept the stock 7/8 blade holder. Crystal chamber was all just hand thrown together with hardware parts and whatnot. We've got a black glass eye with a red garnet in there that I got from Jordan Eugene. The control box was designed and 3D printed from Shapeways by me. Same with the grips. These are just plastic, but I may go, if I make another one, I may go and go ahead and print them in metal. And then the pommel and the taper are from JK Sabers over in Germany. I got this back when he was only making the pommel and the taper. Now he makes the full kit, like the full conversion kit with the chamber rods, the chamber. I believe it comes with a crystal too, and the grip bars, the control box, and pretty much everything you need to convert a StarKiller, a Graflex 2.0 into a StarKiller. I don't know what that's from. Okay, yeah. So. The finish work, I wanted to be accurate to the game while still kind of throwing my own spin on it. So what I did was, it's not like relic weathered, but there is some rusting in the crevices, as you can see in the cracks, and there's a little large speck of rust that is accurate to one of the screenshots in the game. Yeah, I went with the black grip bars because those are most accurate as far as I've seen. There's like one scene where in the game where there's silver grip bars, but then the rest are black. The PS3 version, anyways. And then I added a little bit of a burnt copper effect to the taper here, just to make it not black. Just to get a little bit of color difference between that and the grips. Also, in various versions of this saber, Sometimes there's brass on this middle part here, sometimes it's copper, sometimes it's silver like it is here, and then sometimes this is black, sometimes this is brass, and sometimes it's this burnt copper. The version of the saber I went most with is the gameplay version of the saber. So if you're playing the game and you pause it, and you kind of zoom in on the saber and you look at it, and it looks mostly like this. So, along with the saber, I made a custom font package using some pre-existing fonts. The majority of the fonts are made up of Night Storm's TFU1 Remastered, as well as Rogue by Mad Cow. Vader R1 is one of the fonts on there. And then there's one more. I want to say Carillion. Yeah, it's Carillion. But those few fonts make up 12 different fonts, and each font corresponds to a level in the Force Unleashed game. So the first one we've got here is, I'll just go into the menu quick.
Accessing Imperial records.
Vader.
So the first one is Vader. Vader R1. Since in the prologue of the game you play as Vader, there's nothing really special I did with this font, it's just on there. So I'll give you a close-up of the crystal chamber. Here we go. Focus. So you can see that from the blade plug there's shine back through the chamber from the top from the main LED. Made a custom blade plug as well for it. It's Graflex inspired, but it's very weathered. So that's pretty much it for the first font. We'll go to the second one.
Accessing Imperial records.
Vader. Master Ron Lakota.
Master
Ron
Lakota.
We're acting out of hiding and attack the Empire now.
He wants to be found.
Schematics show a lift nearby that can take you to the upper levels.
So if you listen closely to what I did with the hum, there's a lot of blaster fire and TIE fighter sounds in the background. It's a really ambient way to, so you feel like you're in the TIE fighter factory. And this is just laced into the hum. I did this with most of the fonts, not this particular sound effect, but most of the fonts on here have ambient sounds from their various levels and situations that they're in.
He's here! Raise the laser gate!
And then the lockup.
But I can sense your future. And Vader won't always be your master. I can only...
Alright, so next we're going to the next one, Shock T.
Accessing Imperial records.
Master Kazdan Paratus.
Oh, never mind. Kazdan Paratus, my mistake.
Kazdan Paratus.
Gina, I'm done here.
some Jawas screaming there.
Accessing Imperial records.
Kasdan Parat, Master Shock T. Master Shock T. One of the last of the Jedi Council. You need the full power of the dark side to defeat her.
Yes, my master.
You can hear some of the distant creature sounds from Felucia.
Locals are inbound.
I sense them. They're strong in the Force.
You are Vader's slave, but your power is wasted with him.
You will never convince me to betray my master.
The Sith. You are Vader's slave,
Sorry,
but your
I cut it
power
out too
is
soon.
wasted with him.
You will never convince me to betray my master.
The Sith always betray one another.
So this is RGB. This is yellow. Yellow has not only been my favorite saber color, but it was my favorite to use while playing The Force Unleashed. So it's really cool to actually have a yellow StarKiller. One thing I did notice that I will mention quick while I have it set to yellow is that we all know that the accent LEDs are different from our main Tri-Cree LEDs. You get different shades that don't always quite match up to the main blade, particularly with the yellows. I've noticed because the green on the accent LED is so strong that it blocks out the red completely, and then you have a yellow blade and a green crystal. It just doesn't make sense. So a way that I fought this was I colored the bottom of my crystal with a Sharpie, and then I removed some of it and I faded it so it's this very faded red, and that helps boost the red diode from the accent LED so that you get a much more accurate color representation here. And then I epoxied the crystal in place, and so now all of my colors are as close to blade matching as I can get with that issue in terms of the 5mm accent LED. So it's a good option if you're doing something like this and you have an RGB crystal and you notice that your greens or that your yellows and your ambers are too green. Like amber will be more of a yellow, but then yellow will be just straight green, I've noticed. So it's a good fix to that situation if you have that issue like I did. And I'm really OCD, so like I couldn't just let it be like, oh, okay, well that's just fine, whatever. I had to fix it. I had to fuck with it. So it was a good workaround I found that I think. So all right, moving on.
Accessing Imperial records.
Master Shock T.
Betrayed. Betrayed. Strike him down and prove your loyalty to me. Cloud City. Cloud City.
Next is Cloud City.
Nobody fights the Empire and wins, boy.
What's that over there? He's in that area.
Well, you better hope you're wrong about that, General.
Pick up outside the Vapor Room right now.
I'm on my way.
Accessing Imperial records.
Cloud City.
Kashyyyk.
On to Kashyyyk.
So what am I looking for, General?
You'll know when you see it.
I'm gonna change the colors here. We'll go with lime green for Kashyyyk.
Imperial records.
Kashyyyk.
Volusia. Volusia.
Back to Felucia.
Volusia to rescue Senator Organa.
This one's a little different though.
Stand aside, girl.
Don't make me hurt you.
Accessing Imperial records.
Volusia. Raxus Prime.
Raxus Prime.
Raxus Prime.
Juno.
I came to find out where you wanted to go next. But it looks like you've already been told.
Juno, this isn't what it looks like.
Of course it is. You're still loyal to Vader.
Got some cannon noises in the background.
You're dead.
And then the force sounds for this particular font are some of my favorite.
What's going on out there, boy?
When the Star Destroyers, it's headed right for me. I gotta get out of here.
You'll never get clear in time. You need to pull it into the cannon.
You're insane. It's massive.
You're a Jedi, boy. Size means nothing to you. Reach out with the Force and grab that ship, or you will die on this trash heap. Out of the sky!
That was one of my favorite moments from the game when he pulls down the Star Destroyer. So I'm really happy that I could capture that on this Saber. And next is Corellia, I believe.
Accessing Imperial records.
Raxus
Corellia.
Yep.
Corellia.
Today, we all vowed to change the galaxy. And one day, the galaxy will indeed be free.
Take them alive. The Emperor wants to execute them personally.
So this is Corellian. It's actually become one of my favorite fonts. That's all that's really special about that one.
Accessing Imperial records.
Corellia.
Massive space station. They're gone. Vader took them all to the Emperor.
I'm going to change this one to green. You can hear the color changing sound is the laser dissipating from the laser on the Death Star dissipating as they're testing it. There we go.
Accessing Imperial records.
The Death Star.
And the last one.
The Death Star.
I've trained you well, but you still have much to learn.
You have nothing left to teach me.
Still need to correct that color changing sound.
Serve your purpose well, my apprentice. But I have no further use for you.
Then he is now more powerful than ever.
So that was it. That was my last font. It was the final confrontation with Vader. I thought I would think of a good way to end it, and I feel like that ended it pretty well. I've also got the full Force Unleashed soundtrack on here. I'm not going to go into that. But yeah, thank you guys for watching and sticking with me. I know it's been a long video, but I appreciate your patience, and I hope you enjoy what you saw. Anybody with a StarKiller commission with me, this is pretty much what you can expect in terms of the actual finish of the hilt. Of course, if you want it clean or if you want it dirtier, you know, we can work that out. Just let me know. All right, thank you guys. May the Force be with you.